Wow, guys. I just came home from watching Imaginary. Scary Teddy Bear. You've seen the previews, I presume, if you're a horror fan. Uh, and my initial thoughts on it is that it was alright. Like it wasn't really scary to me. I mean, it's hard to like break a horror fan, to be honest with you. It's a supernatural horror flick. The story goes like this. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's kind of like this: a woman with her husband moves into her old house where she grew up as a baby, as a child, with her parents. And one of her stepdaughters, the younger one, real young kid, finds a supposed bear. I say supposed, in the house, in the basement, and and as many children tend to do, they make a imaginary friend. It could be a bear, it could be a action figure, it could be a robot, it could be whatever us kids when we were growing up kind of like naturally like try to connect to in order to have fun and enjoy our lives, right? The only thing is that there's something about this bear that is not nice. It's unnatural. It's evil. It's demonic, even. And as the movie progresses, you kind of get this more of an idea, not only through what the woman who's supposed to who she's trying to be the best stepmom she can to these two girls. The teenager, the older one, is a bit of a douche to her and all that kind of stuff, which kind of works in this scenario. She starts realizing that there's something weird going on, and the young one, starts changing and starts doing things wrong, bad things to herself for the most part. She starts acting like like kind of like a jerk and stuff like that to everybody around her, like a change of behavior, right? Dad does I don't know exactly what Dad does. He's supposedly very supportive in there, but then he kind of disappears in the middle of the movie because he goes away on a trip on a tour or to do something or whatever, with the full support of the family. So they kind of like easily take him out of the equation for them to kind of deal with this imminent spiritual threat. So there's this old lady that's near the house, and she kind of, she has her own story to tell in this whole thing. She was there when our main protagonist, the woman, Jessica or Jennifer, it's one of those two names. That's she was her babysitter when she was a baby. So so she has her own part to play in the story. There's also a therapist who comes by to try to help young Alice. That's the name of the little girl. And in uncovering, as it's a many-layered onion in this movie, you kind of start seeing what this eventually turns out to be as far as this bear is concerned. And by the way, this bear is like Chewbacca on crack at one point. I'm not even kidding. Wait until you see it. But this bear is like, dangerous and starts causing havoc on everybody. So they find out what this bear is, and apparently there's the folklore, spiritual folklore tied to it. Is where imaginary friends have initially come from. They're spiritual beings that help little children. Many of them, for the most part, are benign and friendly, but some are evil. I mean, think about The Exorcist for a minute. How Reagan had an imaginary friend called Captain Howdy. Remember how that turned out? So it kind of goes in that direction. The delivery of it, I mean, yeah, it had its classical jump scares too, with the music, like to throw in there. And I was like, there weren't, thank God there weren't too many of them, but there was enough for me to go, okay, it's one of those films. So, was it entertaining? Yeah, it was entertaining. It kept me entertained. I wasn't bored, but it wasn't, like, there was something off about it to me. Like, I felt like it was a little bit too, I don't mean to down it too much, because I'm sure these people the acting was great. The cinematography was nice. And there were certain parts that you could I would call creepy, things in the corner, stuff like that. So I get that. However, because of the way it turned out, it just didn't work out for me. So I'm gonna give this film, I'm gonna give Imaginary 2 coffee cups. I went in there not expecting much from it. So not much did I get out of it. 2 coffee cups. I'm never gonna bother watching it again, to be honest with you. It's not a movie worth like buying for me on Blu-ray or anything like that. I'm like, all right, whatever. It was great movie. See ya. Thanks. Thanks for the popcorn, thanks for the drinks, thanks for the couple hours of your time. So, but I might get a lot of crap from this going out of it. So, for all I know, a lot of you guys out there might actually like this movie. I didn't hear any boos or catcalling in the theater. So, and there were quite a few people there. So maybe I'm wrong on this. Let me know what you think. Talk to me. Comment below. Share with me your thoughts on Imaginary. Did you have an imaginary friend? I don't think I did. I might have. I don't know. Whatever. That's the main theme, really, is that kids have imaginary friends. The question is, how imaginary are they really? Really? So let me know what you think down below. And if you like what you see here, please consider subscribing and tap on that bell for future notifications for future horror and coffee content. And in March, we got quite a few movies. Beginning of April, we got quite a few movies to cover. It's been a little bit of a gap here, but I think we're getting back on it. I got some other things planned. So please continue to watch the channel. Thank you again for your support for those of you who watch. Till next time, Ralph Perez, Horror and Coffee. Go watch Imaginary. You won't waste it. It's not a waste of time. Just see what you think and let me know. Take care.